See? Yeah.
There. Okay. Okay. Hang up the phone.
All right. Let's just start.
Hey everyone, we're trying to lose the audience. No.
And we probably have, you know. Hi Joyce. Hi Ashley. Thanks. Mary, don't touch a button, you know.
For the third time, thank you everyone for joining us. We really aren't trying to
not trying to screw this up anymore.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna just let me do this real quick. I'm gonna send Mary a link. Just I think she can get on, but just so if she wants to be backstage.
Okay, that's fine.
So anyway, what we're getting to, what we're talking about tonight?
While you're doing that, I'll talk to the audience.
Okay.
Tonight we're going to talk about pets and animals in general. I'm wearing my leopard shirt. See, woo-hoo. I don't have a leopard, but I wish I did. But I'm wearing my leopard shirt. We're talking about pets and animals that tell us things, and they are all a part of our lives. They love you unconditionally. They're there in the morning. They're there at night. When you're crying, they're there. When you're not crying, they're there. When you're laughing or mad, they're there, trying to understand why you're doing what you're doing. But they also are very, very helpful. If you're in a dire situation, your pet brings you out of it. Your pet gives you that love, that snuggle, that extra snuggle that you needed that day that you didn't get from the human world, but you got from your pet. So that's what we're talking about tonight. Pets and how they help.
Love.
Unconditional love. Yeah. Yeah. And they truly do. I mean, they just, they love you for all your faults and all your glory.
No worries, Mary. She's like, I'm gonna run this before I forget. It'll just take a few seconds.
This show is for entertainment purposes only. We have all the information available to the general public and whatever Spirit wants to add. Mary is a psychic medium that is merely the messenger, so if you don't like the message, take it up with Spirit.
Okay. Woohoo!
I think because behind you, she's licking your ear. Yeah, she's licking your ear. She's whispering sweet nothings in your ear.
Wrap it up quick tonight. No, that's no.
Yeah.
All right. So seriously, let's I'll get back to the comments here. Just okay. Okay. So well, maybe they'll find us.
Yeah, because maybe they didn't change. Maybe they couldn't change the streaming with us. They didn't change.
Yeah, it's okay. I think we'll. Well, yeah.
There's Silver Eyes.
Well, yeah, they'll figure it out. There's Joyce. Hey, okay. Yeah, everyone's okay. So I did kind of, because we're talking about this, do you want me to start with, this is not the same, but it's a little bit I'll show you the video that I caught right when I was leaving for my mom's couple days. I had to pick my mom up from the airport
this is really interesting.
Yesterday. So this is, I think this, I'm going to play that in slow-mo because it's just 16 seconds, but this is my security camera and I've got like bags for blanket and all this, but if you see the kind of like, look, the orbs flying around and well, Emma trying to get out the door. I'll play it a little bit slow. That's the slow one. But if so you can kind of see one on the total left, you'll see a orb come down or go up.
Yeah.
And then,
I saw it.
Yeah. So you can kind of, yep, that one just shot across. And anyway, but that's there. I always tell them I'm leaving the house and the watch house for Dad. And I had happened to all the blackout. It was dark in here. And I forgot if I had plugged the camera in because I don't like it on when I'm here because I don't know. It's creepy. It's like I don't need
watching Jason.
So I checked it on my phone and they were all around me. They were swirling around me. There's a bigger one, and then there's Baxter tends to be like kind of, I don't know, slinky he looks like kind of he's longer and Gracie's a big orb.
So, what kind of dog is Baxter?
Baxter?
Yeah, what kind of dog is Baxter?
Well, so Baxter's the kitty, and Gracie's the dog.
Oh, that's right too. Gracie was the one Gracie was the orb that was in the other videos a couple of weeks ago. What we did.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Baxter, Sophie Ellis Baxter. That's where I got Baxter from. You know that? Do you know who she is? She's a British singer. Murder on the Dance Floor.
Murder on the Dance Floor. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, that's where I came up with the name Baxter. I thought it was cool.
Yeah,
so,
that's very cool.
that was seeing.
So they're protecting your house when you're gone.
Yeah, but
and
just
How do you call them? You call them by name to tell them to watch over the house, or do you?
I talk to them like they're here. I go, "Hey, Dad's leaving the house. I'm going to Mimi's. Can you watch the house for Daddy?" And boom, they flying all around.
Very cool. Very cool.
So
that's very cool.
I can sense them, but the camera picked up. I can't see them visually.
Yes. Yeah. Sometimes you can see orbs visually, but
corner like your peripheral.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's interesting though, that you can call them and say, I'm going somewhere, and they swoop, okay, watch it for you, Dad. You know.
Well, I have this picture and I have one next to my bed. So even though I don't know, it's just kind of like I know they're with me. I talk to them just like they're here.
Yeah.
You know, and
how long had they been gone?
Well, little Emma is going to be 5 years old this April. And Gracie passed about, I want to say, a month and a half before I got Emma.
Okay.
It was right before my 50th birthday. Okay. And my mom was like, he was like, you need a dog. Yeah. When I lost Baxter, I had Gracie to kind of, she really helped me. But then when I lost her, I was like, I can't live like, it was too quiet.
Yeah.
And I live, so there's that. They are truly angels with 4 paws.
That's correct. Absolutely. Yeah.
And anyone that says anything different is wrong.
Right. Yes, absolutely.
They're wrong.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that think they're dirty and not, but those people, it's actually the people that are dirty.
Yeah, exactly.
And I tend to believe in God and love, and they believe in Satan and evil. So it's literally.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, they're still with me, and I got my little Emma. Hi, Emmy.
I love her ears. I love the little French bulldog ears.
When she goes around the coffee table, that's all you see are 2 ears kind of walking around the table.
Yeah.
So with that, I'm gonna have to send it. So you have a special story that you'd like to share, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna share a really personal story with you all. I don't know if I can get through it, but we'll try. I'll try the best I can. I rescue dogs, and I had 2 dogs. My first dog, Echo, and all my dogs have some kind of essence to them. Like I had Echo and Shadow and Shaka Khan. And Shaka Khan, she was a Chow Chow, and Bootsy, my cat. But Ranger was a rescue. That's Ranger. He's a big fella. He's about 70 pounds, 75 pounds or so. He's a red American Coon lab mix. In this picture, he is, I think, probably 2.5 years old. And isn't he cute? He's adorable. He's a big fella. And when he was, yes, he's a hefty boy. And when he was a puppy, those dark circles under his eyes and his shorter nose came together, so he looked like the Lone Ranger.
Oh, okay.
The Lone Ranger of long ago. If you're as old as I am, there's the Lone Ranger in Tonto. It was a sitcom, serial. Yeah. And they were best friends, the white ranger and his Indian friend Tonto. And so they were great friends. And he looked exactly like the Lone Ranger's mask, so I called him Ranger. And he was a lover and all that kind of stuff. So he's been with me 2.5 years. This past summer, he turned 2.5 2 in June. So yeah, so see, he's going on 3 this June. So anyway, I was getting up one morning, and he comes in and sniffs me. He sniffs my right boob, then he sniffs my left boob, and he snorts. He goes back to the right boob and he snorts. Then he goes to the left boob and doesn't snort. And since he's a puppy, I'm like, oh, you see boobs? You want boobs? Oh, yeah. I'm like, oh, and I laughed. So that's day 1. Day 2, he did the exact same 3. And I'm like, it's the same thing. And I was like, unbelievable. That's just really kind of spooky. So I listen, since I'm a medium, I listen to the silences. I listen to what people and things are trying to say. They may not have the same language that we speak, but they're trying to say something. So on day 3, he comes up, smells the right boob, snorts, smells the left boob, no snorting. And then he looks at me like, don't you get this yet? And when he looked up at me, I was like, I got chills from my head to my toes. And that was my cue. That's because I get that when I do readings for people and see things and do things. When I get the chills, what I'm thinking and what he's doing all of a sudden clicked. So I knew right then. I was like, okay, there's something wrong with my right boob. And so I called my doctor. Oh, so before I did that, I did a self breast exam. Didn't feel a thing. And so it's like, maybe I'm just wrong. But I was like, couldn't shake it. So I laid down in bed. You're supposed to do breast exams. For those people that don't know, Jason, you're supposed to lay down. You're supposed to stand up in the shower and do a breast exam for women and men too, I guess. Yeah, that's the sign I get, Joyce, is chills. So I lay down in bed and I couldn't shake that feeling like he's trying to tell me something. What is he trying to tell me? So I did another breast exam. And that's when I found the lump. And it was pretty big. And so I instantly became alarmed. And of course, I'm going to bed. So then I didn't sleep much that night because I knew he was telling me something and I picked it up and now I knew. So the next morning, same thing, but I already knew. And I called my doctor and she couldn't see me till this was the middle of June of 2025. So she said, I can't see you until September. I was like, nope. I said, I think it's cancer. And I said, I need to see somebody this week. How about Tuesday? How about Wednesday? How about Friday? And she laughed. Oh, I said, turn me over to the schedule or the PA. So the PA, physician's assistant. And when I told her I need to see her this week, she just laughed and said, what? And I was looked at, I was like, what, you laughed? I said, I'm trying to get in an appointment. I think I have cancer. And she laughed. And I was like, no, I need to see someone right away. Is there someone else besides my personal doctor that I go see, my OBGYN? Is there somebody else I could see? She goes, well, you can see this new guy. He just joined your practice and he's in your hometown. I said, I'll take it. When is he? Give me the name and number and I'll call him today. So I did. And he could see me the next morning. So don't take no for an answer. When you think you have cancer, own up to it. And even though you're in shock, prove them wrong or prove yourself wrong. But at least you'll be on the right side of the decision one way or the other. And don't let it go. So I called the doctor. He goes, he goes, I think it's benign. I did feel the lump that you said you felt. And he goes, I don't think you're wrong about that. But he goes, just to be on the safe side, I think it's benign. And so, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to give you the breast surgeon's telephone number and a mammo and an ultrasound to do. And I said, okay. And so I called him up and called the breast surgeon, made an appointment with him, and did my mammo. We have walk-in mammos up here, so you can walk in and do a mammo, but you have to schedule the ultrasound. So I said, I want to come in and do both. I don't want to make 2 trips to the hospital, so I'll make 1 trip. So I had to wait like a day and a half because they have to schedule the ultrasound person. So I went and had the mammo. Nothing. I was like, oh, good. It's good. I was wrong. Ranger was wrong. It's okay. So then we went to have the ultrasound, and the woman was like looking and examining me, and she goes, oops. And I went, oops. I said, well, what kind of oops? She goes, yep, it's a tumor and you have breast cancer. Yeah. So that was the beginning of July of 2025. So if none of you have been through breast cancer, you have to do a lot of tests, PET scans, bone scans, ultrasounds, this, that, the other thing, make an appointment to see the breast surgeon with you have to do all the testing first, then you go see the breast surgeon and all that kind of stuff. And so first thing I did was hug my dog. I hugged Ranger and cried and he's like, what is wrong? What is wrong? You know? And I hugged my dog and just said, okay, you were right. And he's sniffing my boob and it's like snort. And I'm like, yeah, I got it. So I'm teaching him sign language, and yeah, Ranger did find it. And so I give him a hug, give him a kiss, and said, Mama's sick, but I said, you found it, and maybe Mama won't be as sick as I could be. So
did he catch it soon?
Yes, we caught it early.
Okay.
But not too early. It had been in there for a little while, and it was a grade 3, but stage 1. So the grade is important for the size of the tumor, but the stage, the earlier the stage, like 0-1 stage is really the best scenario. Then they go stage 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 being the worst one. And then of course there's other variables that people throw in there that when you have breast cancer, I know why they haven't cured breast cancer, because every woman that I have met, yep, we call him Dr. Ranger now too. He's not, we call him Dr. Ranger because he has credentials now. So I've told this story to many people, and I belong to a breast cancer group, 2 of them. And I told this story and they all cried. They all cried because they all have pets. And he's phenomenal. And he's a great boy. And he keeps his eye on his mama. And he's been a wonderful dog. I'm teaching him sign language. So he knows, he comes in and looks at me like, what are you going to tell me today, Mom? And I do the sign language with him. And then he knows what's going to happen and how long it's going to take. I do like this. Like that's 10 minutes, this is 20 minutes, this is 30 minutes, and then this is later. So he knows it's later. And if I do it later, he just goes like, okay. He wanders off and lays down. He lays down, you know. So, but my other dog, Echo, she's a Kelpie and she was a herder, and I taught her sign language too. And it's really good to teach your dog sign language, even if it's not the American Sign Language. At least you can teach him your sign language, so that's unique to him and you know, or her if it happens to be a her. So I teach both. I taught Echo's sign language too, and she knew it. Well, she passed away. I got him. He was 6 months old when she passed away, but she was a great dog. I had her 16 years. Most of my dogs last 16 years, except my Shaka Khan. She was too busy rocking and rolling to last 16 years. But Echo lasted 16 years, and so did my Red American Coon, pure Red American Coon. He was 130 pounds, and he lasted 16 years. He was a big fella. So, yeah, that was pretty impressive. But Dr. Ranger has got our attention. If he says something's wrong, something's wrong. So that's pretty amazing.
And that's well, This stuff. As far as big dogs, this was my. Well, let me make it bigger. That's. Is that? Hold on. Okay. Hi. Oh, that's our Great Dane.
Oh wow, I had a Great Dane too. Her name was Honey.
Yep. This is
a beautiful one.
Tiffy. She lived to be 11.
Yeah, the big dogs usually don't last that long
Yeah.
because of their hindquarters and stuff. They have to carry that long.
Yeah, she was. The vets had never seen one past 9, but she lived to be 11. But
Dr. Ranger is very special.
But it really is amazing how they know. Like they're like little Emma. Like if I feel bad, she won't leave my side. They just know.
Yeah, they just know. And they'll stay right to you. Right.
So
to
does he sleep in the bed? Is he
No, he's really big and long. So we would have to like get probably an extra king size bed so we'd be able to sleep with him and everything. And I can't have a dog sleep with me. When you have breast cancer, they don't want anybody to disturb you. So anyway, yeah. So he sleeps in our bedroom though. He sleeps in our bedroom, but not in our bed because I couldn't tolerate him bouncing around because he's like, you know, dogs can just, with their noses. A lot of them, I don't know how they train them to do that because it's not, I guess not an innate. It's not innate, but with Ranger, it's innate. I mean, he instantly knew that something was wrong. But a lot of dogs, they train them to smell cancer, and I'm not really sure how they do that. But
I wonder if it would have to be with someone that they knew had it.
Yeah, maybe.
You know?
Yeah, and they know what it smells like, and they got used to the smell. But I don't know.
It's like some of them almost know that something wrong.
Yeah. He was like following me around like I was precious gold. Like I would turn around and step right on his paw because he was that close to me. So I would like, what are you doing? What do you know? But see this one here. Yeah. He's like, what? There's something wrong with your hand. Right.
Was it you that about the low blood sugar?
Oh yeah, low blood sugar. Yeah, diabetes.
I'm hypoglycemic, so I know what it's like when my blood sugar when it crashes. Whoo!
You have gum or something close by?
I try to drink like juice or I have like chocolates or just something just to kind of bring it up. But I'll level off. I'll stop shaking, and then I have to take a nap.
Yeah, because your body has to recharge.
I don't let I mean, it's funny. I haven't had that happen in a while, but I've cut out a lot of sugar anyway. So
yeah. Well, maybe that's maybe you're balancing out. Maybe.
Huh?
Maybe you're balancing out, perhaps.
Yeah, I think so. I don't consume as much sugar as I used to, and I don't, I've been taking some, supplements, and I was shocked. I had a doctor's appointment on Monday, and the last 6 months I've lost 52 pounds.
Wow. Mm-hmm. On purpose or
no? I'm not. I mean, yes, in the sense I cleaned up my diet, I cut out the sugar, but it wasn't anything extreme. Yeah, sugar is the devil. I mean, it really is. They put it. Yep, 52. Yeah, I mean, according to their charts, they weigh you and I have to go in every 3 months. So, yeah.
Egret said had found her husband's lung cancer. I knew he was on it, but it wouldn't let up and lying on the exact spot. Whoa, that's kind of spooky too. That's spooky.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it
was. I'm surprised I didn't cry at that story because it's pretty. It's alarming. It's pretty alarming. So, but yeah, and you do look great.
Thank you, Joyce, and thank you.
Yeah, that's true.
I put a pair of pants on I haven't been able to wear for 4 years. I'm like, I was like, oh my god, yeah.
They work. They fit. Yay! Yeah, it keeps your closets rotating. So, should I read them? So I'm gonna let me
take this down. This is the this is the book.
That's the book. I'm very spiritual with my people and how I address my psychic capabilities, and with the people I'm with, I always pray with them first when I do a reading before we start. I do them by the phone and I do them in person. But I'm very spiritual with them. And so I'm also very spiritual with myself. I need to have my energy renewed each day. So I read this book, Walking. It's by Guideposts. The G is for Guideposts. That's on top there. And it's a daily devotional that you could go and have a private conversation, read with out of this book, and it goes on a daily basis. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it goes on a daily basis. Oops.
So it's like almost like a is it a diary? Do you write in it?
I don't write in it.
You don't write it. It's just like a daily passage kind of thing.
It's a daily thing. Yeah, it's like a little story. Somebody that works for Guideposts, or they write for Guideposts, writes a story, and they go in and edit them and that sort of thing, and then they print them each year. So you get one of these each year. Yeah, Mary's okay. She's better. She's better. So I'm going to read to you this one that's really interesting. This is about now some of the animals. I mean, animals everywhere do this, and this man is very spiritual as well. And it says the birds of my neighborhood practicing stillness. There's a lot of noise out there in this world that we're living through, and a lot of information, and a lot of it is just crap. And we don't want to get caught up in the crap. We want to clear our mind and have some peace and find some peace every single day, because that's important for your, I don't care which religion you are. I don't care what male or female. You have to find a center that's peaceful and live within that peaceful place. So this is my peaceful place. I start off my morning like this. So this is a story that Bent Bill wrote, J. Bent Bill. It was a great day, and I wanted more light than usual and available in my office. So I set up my laptop in the great room with its 2.5-story windows overlooking the windows and creek. As I sat back to write, I noticed the sweeping motion of a huge bird. It was a great blue heron. Herons are magnificent. They are large and often silent as they glide. Unless they're startled, then they take flight with this loud, scary squawking that reminds me of the pterodactyls that we see in old movies. Today, the bird just sat far out on a limb and tucked his head under his wing, motionless, patient, resting. I've seen this before, but that was during the pandemic when we worshipped via Zoom from our homes. Every Sunday for a month or more, that blue heron would come and alight on the same limb just as worship started. And as we closed, his wings would stretch and he would glide away. I thought that in my busyness, God had led me to this great room and invited the heron to be the model for me this day. I've been rushing a lot lately, so I closed my laptop, looked out into the tree, and there on the gray sky, my companionable bird sat a dark silhouette. My breathing slowed, my body relaxed, and we both waited patiently for about an hour, which is what some people need to get your head back together again. His head came up, he stretched his great wings and silently swooped away, gliding through the creek in the benediction, and I returned to my day. So he was listening to a wild animal that had come by to visit. If you feed your birds, or you feed feral cats, or you feed feral dogs, or something like that, yeah, it's very prophetic, and it's really something that we all need to listen to.
Spiritual significance. Are herons like is there a spiritual connection to that, like the bird itself?
I'm not sure if there's I'll have to check the spiritual um, type of connection. I'm not sure. But the fact that the bird did this for a year while they were doing the COVID Zoom lessons with church, I thought that was pretty impressive. And then continued to do that. And he was too busy to notice. And all of a sudden he realized, wait a minute, the bird is still doing this. I stopped, but the bird is still doing this. So I thought that was pretty darn impressive. And this is a wild bird. This is not a tame bird. This is a wild bird from the wilderness around his home. And then they give a scripture that you could follow in Psalms, and you could dig deeper in the Bible if you wish, which is always my husband likes doing that. And I don't take the time to do that, but I love this and I contemplate this. This is my Bible of sorts. So the next one is about things I do with my psychic world. And it's called Angel Whispers. And it's listen and act. And many people, I listen to the silences as well as the noise. I try to get away from the noise and listen to the silences. And I have a guardian angel that I listen to, and he's pretty darn accurate. And if he said, don't go there, don't do it, I don't, because he's been with me a long time and he's really incredible. But here's something that happened to this man also, this woman, I guess is a woman, a PM kid. She was on an assignment, so apparently she's some kind of reporter or something. I'm not sure, but on an assignment in another city. I'm on my way to an interview. My directions say turn right, but an angel whispers, turn left. Sends chills all down my spine. Just I hesitate. And I go with the whisper. And I can't tell you how many times I went with the whisper. This girl did too. Some people hear God's messages or as the Holy Spirit. In my simple way of thinking, I imagine that God has untold numbers of angels ready to whisper his suggestions to us. And you just have to be there to receive them and recept them and understand what they're trying to tell you. And they speak in words if you can hear them. We, on the other hand, are free to listen or not. You don't have to do it. I'm never completely sure when I go into the inclination to believe the message. If I'm actually receiving a nudge from God or an angel, I check my watch. Being late for an appointment isn't wise. I chastise myself. At that moment on the road ahead, I watch horrified as a car slips over the road's shoulder and into a ravine out of sight. Now this is in front of her car. She's driving. No one else is around. I stop. I rush over. I look down and see a young, terrified girl emerging from the car. Imagine she's going to go for an interview. This woman. I was like, wow. I slip down the bank and put my arm around her. She's unhurt. I help her sit on the big smooth rock near her car. I'm going for help. I assure her. It was before cell phones were common and there were no phones nearby. Someone will be back. Already I had noticed a church up ahead. I hurried there, found a minister, explained the situation, and saw him take immediate action to get her help. Arriving at my meeting in the nick of time, I sat in the reception in wonder. I didn't consider myself unique or chosen. If I hadn't listened to the whisper, God would have likely offered an opportunity to comfort the frightened girl to someone else. But I had listened, and the pleasure of remembering was mine. I thought that was pretty interesting.
That was, yeah.
Yeah. So those are the two things. And I listen to my guardian angel, and they'll say, don't go that way, Susan. Accident. You could be in that. One time I was rushing to work, and he said, slow down. My angel said, slow down. You're going to be late anyway. Slow down. So I slowed down. It's a good thing I did. There was this huge ruckus going on ahead of me, and it was a 4-car accident. And if I was going the same speed, the same rate, I would have been one of those 4 cars. I wasn't. I was behind them.
Did I tell you I slowed down? Like something just told me to. I walk fast. Lived in Seattle. The next street over that is level with the rooftops of the street that you're on. So it's there's steps.
Wow.
And I was walking along, what to do, and something to just slow down. A car, a garbage truck clipped a car, and the bottom side of the car went by me sideways, landed in the intersections on its side. I could feel the heat of the engine literally was whoosh. And they got out, they crawled out of the car. They didn't know, no one died, but
wow.
Yeah. It's those little things. I had a reading in Chicago. It was very insight. One of those that I got chills from.
Yeah.
Went a little bit deeper. It was so good. I went back the next week to get another reading. They didn't know who I was talking about.
Right. And you really miss out. You really miss out.
I want to say it was either a guardian angel or somebody that moment in my life needed to tell me the information in that way and in and out. And so it's but I know what you mean about being quiet, listening to the quiet, because there's so much noise. Usually after I do this show, I'll take a day of digital detoxing. Try to, yeah.
Yeah, there's so much noise out there that is just noise.
Well, they want us running the rat race, so we don't have time to have that introspection. They don't want that. They want everyone go, not slowing down and saying, "Whoa, what's going on here?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and when you slow down, you think about this and that and your interaction with this guy or that girl, and go, whoa, maybe I should have been a little bit more cautious or a little bit more open, or that sort of thing. So,
or taking a little bit more time to enjoy the moment instead of just being always live, because those, I feel like we're living in the future. Everyone's gotta go to this, gotta, and
yeah. And I think it's really important to for your own sanity to listen to the silences and be aware that maybe someone is trying to talk to you, trying to keep you from harm. So I was late for work that one time, and I was very glad that I was late for work, because I would have been in that accident. Sure shoot, because I was going about 65, 70, not on a really great road. And I would have been right there. And I would have been in that accident. So,
well, thanks, Secret. Yeah, my angel. But you, I was asking you. I know I know I've been protected. I know but I've never. Maybe it's something I should add. I've never. I feel things. I don't hear things. If that makes sense. I get it. Ooh, I can't tell you how many times I've heard days later, let's say I was at a club and something, we gotta go. Right after I left, something really bad happened.
Right.
And and that has happened so much where I get out right before. And I when you listen to your, that was the big thing, is when you learn to listen to your intuition and don't overthink it.
Right. Thanks, Secret. Yeah, you have to, first of all, I trust my guardian angel, because he has saved me more than once. He was like, slow down. I live out in the woods, and he's like, slow down. There's deer over the top of the next hill. And I'm like, okay. And I slow down, come up to the top of the hill. And guess what? There's 9 deer crossing the road. And if I come up over the hill, I would have run into 3 or 4 of them, killed them, and possibly killed myself, because they hit the car and you stopping, so the nose of your car goes down and they come up in the windshield. So stuff like that, you've got to really start. If someone's letting you know something, it's not going to hurt you to slow down or take a moment. It's not a long moment. It's just a moment. And I think that's really important. I think that's really important.
I think that, and then every night before bed, I always take a moment for gratitude, which I think is one of the most important things. I'm thankful for everything I have in this moment. And it sounds kind of like whatever, but I mean, I do. I make an effort.
Yeah,
to do
because
that.
we take a lot of stuff for granted. We do, because we are healthy and we're doing this and that and everything. But there are people that aren't as healthy as we are and all that sort of thing. And we have to be grateful for what we've got. You may not have much at the moment, but you've got more than the next guy. And if you're starting to pay attention to the angels that are talking to you, you've got a leg up on them because they're not listening.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, Joyce, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Try to be as quiet as possible. They say that old story about deer in headlights. Yeah, that's true. What? You want us to get on the road?
Yeah. Where I went to, Grosse Ile, which is an island in the Detroit River. It's at the end. We had a problem. Well, my mom still lives there, but in the winter it would freeze, so you'd get deer coming over from Canada, and we had an overpopulation problem where there were like bucks, and we had a mama had twins, and that their spot was our backyard, but you'd just be driving down the subdivision and there'd be a buck just sitting in someone's yard. There'd be four, and it got to the point where the island's not that big, so it attracted the predators.
Yeah.
So then we have everyone's little foo-foo dogs getting, or some coyote snack. So,
Yeah.
But I don't know where I was going with that, but
but no, that's important, because the deer, you're befriending the deer, and the deer know you're a safe haven.
They would come up to the window and kind of
just don't try to shoot them when you draw them in,
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm like, well, I always joked. I said they should have a like a deer processing, kind of like venison, and then the on the island, but no,
probably not.
Yeah,
but I think it's really, really important that we do listen to the silences, and you try it. If you think you're rushing for a reason and everything is getting in your way, there might be a reason for that. So if that happens a lot and you can't hear the angel talking to you, but this happens, and then the truck slows down, and
it's kind of like it's throwing, like, hey, like,
wake up.
Because I've had the opposite, where literally, like, I'm like, I was not in a rush. It was not. Well, Detroit. I don't. What's speeding in Detroit?
You're in a rush. You're in Detroit.
Yeah. Well, no, but I wasn't like that driver that was like, I wasn't. I was going. But literally, I think about the car in front of me would just get out of my way. Like that. I got off the street. It was a long street, 45 miles an hour. I hit every green light.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened on the way home.
Right.
Every single green. I was like, well, I'm like, I'm in the flow. I don't know. It's like, where was my mindset that day? But,
yeah. Maybe if you're having a hard time getting out the door. Oh, you forgot your keys. Then you forgot something that you needed to bring to work. Then you did something else. Then your garage door opener won't work. Somebody on the planet is trying to tell you something, and you should listen to that. And that's what I guess this whole
So what's this is the third attempt. No, that's right. Like, I I think you and I together, we caused some technical things. I think.
But we blamed Mary. We're going to continue to
well,
blame Mary.
hey, Donna. I think, well, Mary hit the wrong button. That's not her fault. That was the third one. But the first 2 times, I'm like, I go, this is because Susan's on, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Susan's on. And that, I send off all this, technical injury. My phone deletes apps all by itself.
Oh, yeah. My phone, thank you. Thank you very much. Or
I'm like, why?
Yeah, just throws in. I'll be texting, and it'll just throw in, thank you so much. I think that's what it's. Thank you very much. It does the weirdest things. I'm like, what? I think one time they said, hey, Bixby, did you get that? Bixby is because I have a Samsung phone. And I'm like, I didn't. Oh, no, I didn't. I'm like, no, stop. I can't say the wake. But it was like, what? I didn't hit anything. I did not text this white, and it's just slipping it in after I hit send. I'm like, I did not text that. I swear.
Yeah, my phone does really, really weird things. I could be walking down the highway or down the sidewalk, and it'll say, and my phone is in my pocket or in my purse, and all of a sudden I hear my phone's voice say, turn left in 5 feet and you will be on blah, 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 And I'm like, what? And who is talking to me? Because it's really loud and people are looking around, and I'm like, I don't know, but it's my phone talking. I'm like, oh my gosh. I actually turned a phone into AT&T, and I said, don't give this phone to anybody. And they said, why? I said, it's possessed. And she went, okay. She wouldn't even touch the phone. She wouldn't touch the phone. She said, just put it on right there on the corner of my desk. I said, okay.
Well, I know there are some little electronic gremlins that get into the, I think there's some, I guess you could call them entities, something to do with that travel in the,
Yeah, we're still going to blame just Mary, though.
Yeah. It's all, yeah.
We're the 2 bad brothers and sisters. Mary used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, to drive Susan and Jason crazy. Oh my God, we're gonna, she will pay us back for that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, unfortunately for Mr. Tuckerman.
Yeah, we have to say Tuck. We'll have to say a prayer for Tuck today. Yeah.
I had a little thing to put up, but I didn't think it was appropriate because originally I thought it was going to happen today, but it's happening in the morning. So yeah. Let's send some positive love Mary's way, because she's just had one right after another. It's gotta. I mean, she deserves a little bit of some good news. Yes. Manifestation. I heard. Well, I have the 2 M's. Well, it says the 2 M's on their hands. Do you have the M's and the crescent moon on your palms? Like this.
Oh.
It's like the M goes what? Like that. Here, like crinkle it a little bit. Cup your hand. Yeah. Yep, it goes up and up. So
she does
my autofocus. I think there's a thing when I do this, there's some trick with my camera does that. Oh, it's blinking. Yeah, I haven't it's like
don't do anything to like make the show stop or something.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I don't.
So have we discussed everything that we wanted to discuss tonight? I think we did.
I think we did.
And we've been on. I don't know how long we've been on, because it took us forever to get on.
I don't know. Okay, yeah, that's okay.
I'm special.
Well, let me see. Well, I mean, just about you had your personal story about the dog, so we did that. It's just anyone, I love that nose shot.
Big nose, yeah.
It's so cute, yeah.
This one here, he's definitely sniffing something there.
Now, I should do this. Mary's been a little busy, but I'm gonna I've been saying it for a while, but I'm actually gonna update the bottle. So we're gonna do our little.
Have you been around negative people or in a negative environment? Frankie and Lord's Apothecary Cleanser Spray is a must. Just one spray to make the negativity go away. Available at marythemedium.com.
And the new fragrance Mary has been finalized. It is going to be available. I'm not sure if she's put it on her site yet, but it's called, the first one is Spiritual Cleanser. This one is to ascension, or ascend or uplifting. It's an uplifting scent to raise your vibration, basically.
That's interesting.
I think we have to check for copyright and all that stuff for the name, you know.
Oh yeah, okay.
For it, but it's a more it's a fresh scent.
Is it light or is it heavy?
It's like a fresh light scent. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. Michael Joseph Vaughn. Who's that? Can I ask a question of Michael Joseph Vaughn? I don't know. This is Julia XOXO.
Yeah. Let me just see.
I don't know what that is. Who that is?
Michael Joseph Vaughn.
Yeah. Who is that?
Disappeared.
Because I'm old, I don't know who that is.
Yeah. Well, because Mary's not on tonight, I think we are gonna be on. Rosalia is gonna be on this Sunday. She's been on before. I'm working on exactly what we're gonna be talking about on Sunday. But I just because Mary's not on. If you could hold that, we can look into it, and I can, I think we could do it Sunday.
Is he missing, Julia?
It looks like, yeah, it's a missing case.
Okay.
So.
Yes. Egret, yes, I can detect somebody if they're standing close to me. Yeah, I can feel them move in or move out of the room, and I can feel when someone comes in or not.
Those kind of like where I've had the distortion where it looks like a mirage walks by.
He's a little boy. Oh my goodness. Oh, I really have a hard time with small children because I was a teacher for many years. But yeah, maybe we can do.
I'll keep the name and put it in for Sunday.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do a reading privately and give it to Mary and you. How's that? Since you have someone else on Sunday.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's just, it just so people know, like, it does take a lot of energy.
It takes a huge amount of energy. Huge. Mm-hmm. And we, of course, can't unsee what we see, which is really hard sometimes.
There's a lot of, I feel things that I do see things, but I don't. I'm grateful I don't see some, because I can only imagine some of the stuff that you've seen.
Yeah,
I'm squeamish.
Yeah,
I'm very squeamish. So I can't.
Yeah, so. It's hard. It's hard to, especially when there's a lot of blood or there's decapitation or it's up, limbs are missing. Anyway, so that's just disgusting. But yeah, we can look into it, Julia, and we'll see what happens. I can do a reading privately. Send a picture to Jason. I guess you could send a picture if you have a picture.
The real Mary, the medium.com always, like it's in the
to Mary, and then Mary
I see all that. Yeah.
And we can Mary, you've seen us work together, Mary and I, so I can do a reading, she can do a reading, and then y'all can do it on the show next Sunday. So that'd be fine.
Yeah. Because you two work together, good together.
Yeah, we work off each other and also help each other out. Like, well, I see this. What about that? And she goes, oh yeah. And so it's all really good.
Well, it's kind of crazy, you know. Mary has had a series of unfortunate events, and not planned at all. But like, night everyone. Night Joyce. Night.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, we have just a few minutes left for the hour, but
okay.
If anyone has any questions, just like general, but I don't know. Do you have anything that you wanted to?
No, I'm tapped out. I wanted to talk about everything I wanted to talk about, and we did that. So we had a rough time getting started, but that was good. I'm sorry.
It wouldn't be a show with Susan without technical issues. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know what.
And you know, I've kept it to myself for so long that just exploded. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
But anyway, and we survived. Maybe there was a reason why we were late getting started. See? Yeah.
So Mary could hit the wrong button. Anyway, well, no, okay. Well, I'm just kidding, because I was getting spinning wheels and I was getting like just it wouldn't load, and I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I do appreciate everyone for tuning in, and we, like I said, we will be back on Sunday live with Rosalia, who's been on before. I want to kind of I have to look through her stuff, but we've had a lot going on as far as like planetary alignments and energetic. The Schumann resonance has been all over the place and showing crazy, a lot of energy. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, should be interesting. And send the picture. Who is that? Send the picture of the little boy, the 5-year-old boy, to Mary and Jason and and then Mary will give it to Jason, and Jason will give it to me, and I can do a reading, and we can put that on that show, because if he's 5, we need to find him.
Yeah,
and we will. We will.
Well, I heard the FBI kind of didn't take your call, but Mary was like, "What?"
Yeah, I am not ever calling the FBI again. Fat Buddies Incorporated. FBI. Anyway.
Federal Bureau of Idiots. Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, I appreciate everything, everybody, and you, Jason, because you put up with all that. The head banging and that kind of stuff that goes on. I don't know how you do it, but I'm sorry if I caused all of that.
Oh no, I mean, the weird technical glitches I have just in my everyday life is I just go with it. I don't let it get to me, because I'd be a mess if I let it get to me.
You would be a puddle of stuff. No, Julia, I don't have a YouTube channel. Since I've been so sick this year, I don't have one, but maybe later on I will.
You're always welcome here. And
yep, I know.
I know we say about, but we do have a lot of things planned. It's just, like it's funny how life works,
right.
So it'll happen when it's meant to happen. But
correct.
Appreciate everyone tuning in. Hope we see you on Sunday. And thank you again so much, Susan, for filling in and being in. You're always welcome. And big hugs to Mary and Tuck, and he will be with her. Hey, she's got plenty of cats on the other side. They're hanging out, so he just gets to go play with them. Yeah, he'll be there.
Yeah, Mary. Remember, Mary. It is not goodbye. It is see you later.
Yeah.
See you later. So I know it's really hard, because you still want to keep them in your heart. You do.
It's hard. I mean,
letting go is terrible. Letting go is terrible.
It's gut wrenching, but then again, I'm willing to do it right.
Yeah.
I had my little Emma from a big, huge loss, but knowing that, I mean, they're still here. So they're always with you.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
All right.
all right. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you soon. All right. Love y'all.
Hold on, Susan. Let me hit end. Okay. Bye, everyone. Thank you. See you Sunday, hopefully.
Bye-bye.
Bye.